Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bhavna and I'm from Artisanry Co. Once again, back on a Thursday afternoon live with one of our makers again. I will wait for. There's Sarah. Fantastic. And a few people are joining it. That's brilliant. Always good to know I'm not on my own. Let's see, go live with. We'll give her a moment to join. And while Sarah's joining, oh, there you are. That was brilliant and very.
Hello.
Oh no, I've lost you. Oh, there you
Oh,
are.
you're
I
back.
can see you.
You're back. You're back. I was super eager.
I,
I was I was ready and
yeah,
raring to go.
that's good. That's good. Thank you very much for joining.
My pleasure.
While sorry.
I said my pleasure. I don't know why you're
Oh,
slightly cutting out, but I'm sure it'll get better.
I don't know if it is my internet or yours. Mine can be sometimes a little bit.
You seem on good form now. So
Oh,
hope
we'll
yeah.
go through. It'll. So brilliant. Lovely to see you. We haven't ever really met face to face, so it's really nice to see you. Uh,
Yeah. It's lovely to see you as well.
Talking for a long time. We haven't quite reached the stage of having a face-to-face chat. So it's really nice. We'll start. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I'm Bhavna, and I'm from Artisanry Co. Artisanry is a social enterprise, and we support artists and crafters and makers on their journey. So we wear two hats. We have a not-for-profit side where we support on business development and training and various other things like that, essentially to help create local sustainable economies. And on revenue side, we have online sales platform where our wonderful community sells, and Sarah is a part of it. Sarah is one of our emerging artists, our visual artists. I love her work, and we've got her here with us today. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Sarah.
Yep, I'm Sarah. I'm the artist behind Sweat Art. It's very much started this year. It was a product of the 2020 effect, where you just have far more time in life. And so, yeah, I've just been going a bit mad with it, really, creating loads of abstract pieces, landscape pieces, and throwing as much texture and color at things as possible. And I've kind of been using it as a bit of a escapism with everything going on. And yeah, and I was lucky enough to be approached by Artisanry Co. And I think it was back in maybe April, maybe March, April time. It was ages ago now, and you kindly said nice things about my work, and now I'm on your lovely platform. So yeah.
But I keep saying to people, I do like all the artists we have, and if I had a few more walls, that'll be just fine. Um, it's or have a gallery of my own. Sorry, I'm
The
getting.
dream.
I know. Distracted here. So tell me a little bit more about your work. You said it's a product of 2020 COVID, something positive out of it. Have
Yeah.
you self-taught or have you been to art school? So how did this journey really start?
So I did do art for A level and absolutely loved it. I was very much the person in my freeze in the art room whenever I could, stayed after school, and I had such a passion for it. And then it sadly kind of I didn't really do a lot for years, to be honest. I went to Warwick Uni and we did one term of practical art where I pretty much threw everything I could at a canvas and start. I think that's when my love of abstract really started, because I remember pouring kind of acrylic and glue on a canvas and having the most fun kind of weekly sessions. Um, and I don't know, I just had a niggling feeling for years, and then last year I got a job kind of coordinating a gallery along the South Bank, and that I just saw so many artists work and started chatting to them, and I got kind of jealous. I was like, I really want to produce some art again, because I just missed that feeling. So yeah, so then I just started practicing kind of from the end of last year, and then this year kind of I developed a bit of confidence and thought I'm just going to put it out there. It took a bit of guts though. I wasn't at first. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to start a Instagram. I'm not that kind of person. But actually, I've absolutely loved it, and people have been so kind. And my whole feed is just art. So that is literally my daily inspiration. Um, so yeah, so not pretty self-taught. Um, and just kind of exploring every time I set up a canvas on an easel, really, and seeing what comes out.
And your work is inspired by, in this very bizarre time that we live in, travel. So how did that come about?
I think so. Back in 2016, 2017, I went traveling around Asia for quite a few months and went to kind of Vietnam, Taiwan, Cambodia. I was really, really lucky and I had the best time, and I tried to go and see as many sunsets and sunrises as I possibly could. And I have all these amazing photos of my time there. And I don't know, I just started looking at them and started painting, but kind of I didn't just want to paint what I saw. I wanted to paint how I felt at the time and the colours I saw and the textures I kind of felt, and I don't know. So it's kind of an immersive experience when I start painting, and also it just brings back memories. Whenever I look back at all these old photos from my travels, it just makes me super happy. Although this year it's been a bit more bittersweet because you're like, when will I next go there? Could be ages. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course, that's why there's this draw to your work, which is so inspired by different places, different and in a time when we're not able to travel, it's quite in a way it's really pleasing to see that, you know, you can't travel, but there's, I love the Venice ones, Venice one, that's one of my favorite ones. And I just find, you know, it is an abstract art, and there is something just so incredible in it, because it isn't what a picture would look like, and like you said, it is what you think it means to you, and
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely more a personal kind of interpretation than a direct interpretation, I have to say.
I would agree. And where do you see yourself go with this now that you've started on this journey and you're on Instagram, Facebook? I'm assuming, I know you've sold a few pieces, a few commissions. Bambra Castle seems to be your. Uh,
Yeah, it's just over there. It seems to be my most requested piece.
I have to say that's totally bizarre. Why Bambra of all other places? But anyway.
I agree. It's but luckily it's a beautiful castle, so I really don't mind painting it. I think it's started to spiral. I think a lot of people in the UK seem to love Bamborough Castle. I get the impression. So it's definitely been my most requested commission. Fun.
Well, so just from that, I mean, how big are your pieces usually? I mean, do you have a size that you love to work on, or?
Yeah, I could show you. I mean, it's over there, my Bamborough Castle. I could grab it if you like. It's 100 by 70 centimeters. I love working big, to be honest. I find working small quite restrictive. Um, so I think I do go with the motto, the bigger the better. But I think 100 by 70 is my favorite kind of landscape painting size. I just love how big I can go with my gestures, and I don't feel like anything's holding me back really. So I've done a few in that size, a few of my commissions. I kind of, if someone asks for a commission, I say, I think this is a good size, and hope that they agree. um,
So did you start selling this year, or did you manage to sell something straight away, or was it the usual route of family and friends, and then, you know, just plucking up the courage to put it online and?
yeah, I think my first sale was in January actually. This year my artwork was in the gallery at Oxo for it was to raise money for the Australian bushfires, and it was a abstract piece of London Parliament, and it sold, which was really, really cool. And I was like, oh, maybe someone would want to actually buy my work. So then I think when you get that first kind of taste of it, you're like, oh, it actually can happen, because you never think someone would buy your art and it would be in someone's house. And then, yeah, very much went down the family and friends route. And I have very lovely family and friends who I think a lot of them were very kind and brought a piece from me, and then told their friends. And then I think I got my first stranger contact me at the end of April, and I got for a commission, and an abstract commission, and the only kind of thing they told me is it has to be blue, and I was like, great. I love like having so much kind of, I can do whatever I like with that. And so yeah, so that was great. And and that's when I think I believed I could actually do it as a proper kind of actually sell my art as an artist. So yeah, it was when strangers got in contact. It gave me a little buzz, and the idea that it's in someone's house is really, really cool, I have to say.
I was going to say, just show us the Bambara Castle then, if you
Sorry, I'll grab it. I
want.
tried to set up a bit, but I'm so short. I tried to set up a little. That's not Bambara Castle.
No.
I feel I should say. Oh, I'll take you on a journey into my little. See how I can show it. So this is my Bambara Castle. So it's actually quite big. I'd have to turn the thingy around. So it's quite big. I'm just finishing off the border today around the side. I like to do things with a black border around the side. You can't quite see all the detail, but
yeah, no,
very.
it's a beautiful castle. Not from the inside. I think it's totally rubbish. But
do you want to know a secret? I have not actually been to Bambara Castle.
I know that. It's. Did you buy the pictures that you found online, or did they send you something to work with?
They sent me stuff to work with. I really, really want to go. So my dream is to go and take some paints and go and sit and actually paint it like in front of it, which would be really cool. But yeah, they usually supply pictures that they've taken. Yeah, and some of them are stunning. I've been sent the most beautiful kind of sunset pictures of it, and yeah, it looks gorgeous. So I really want to go next year, definitely, if we can.
It's one of my. It's my favorite part of the world as well, and we do spend quite a lot of time there if possible. But not any. Sorry.
Apologies. My mum just started ringing me, so she obviously didn't get the memo about this.
So no, I was just saying Northumberland's my favorite part of the world as well, and I could spend my life there. It's just absolutely stunning beaches, stunning castles. You will have to paint Dunsandra as well. They just on the yeah, it's a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a stunning view. I think the castle's not much left of it, but it's just on the hilltop, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, quite often I would say when we are in Northumberland, I wish I was a painter, because you see the sky and you see the different colors and you see these beautiful castles and these lovely beaches, and you think, gosh, I wish I could paint, but I can't. So yeah, you'll have to go and do that for me.
I will. I'll definitely. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I feel like this year I've also had a bit more appreciation for the UK coastline, and had a look at places I've been to and kind of looked a bit closer to home than all the way in Asia, just because, yeah, I was lucky enough to go to the Cotswolds earlier this year, and it was like really beautiful. So I definitely want to do more exploring around and do some more painting.
I think we've all had that realization. There's so much more at hand than we realize. It'll be nice to be able to travel again, but it is nice to remember that as well. Back to my original question, where we got digressed from.
Sorry.
No, that was good. I love that. Where do you see, I mean, you're young, you're early in your journey, and do you think this will become take more of a center stage in your life, or would you like it to? Where would you like it to go, in all honesty? If you had a magic wand, where would you go with it?
If I had a magic wand, I would love to sit and paint all day, every day in a studio. I would just have the most fun and try so many different things. But in reality, I just feel super lucky that I have this as a side kind of, not just a hobby, but a side business really, where I can sell it. And I hope to always have it as a side business for as long as I can, really, because I really do enjoy it, and it gives me so much happiness. I feel, yeah, I just find it so fun. Like, it's never a chore to do a piece of art. So yeah, ideally, if I can continue to do it as a side business and continue to grow it, if that ever turns into kind of a part-time or a full-time job, that would be a dream. But yeah, I'm very content that I've even managed to kind of get a bit of a side business going. And yeah, my aim is to just keep growing it, keep kind of spreading the word, keep practicing, and experimenting, and then see what happens.
Do you think you would need, or at any stage feel the need to go and take some more coaching, tutoring in art, or is that something that you would want to just develop organically on your own?
I would love to learn more, to be honest. I would love to go back and learn more. I think you can always practice and learn. And as kind of, I have definitely learned a lot on my own this year, organically, kind of experimenting and doing, done some crazy things this year, of dabbling in different styles. Because I would say I don't necessarily have a distinct style. I just kind of go with it and see what happens. But yeah, I would love to train more and learn more. Yeah, because yeah, I think that would be really beneficial, to be honest. If maybe something I would look into next year. Because yeah.
From learning, I mean, if you had to, what really stops you? Is it financial reasons or is it just time? I think the reason I ask the question is because, you know, as our social motivation or social impact that we would like to make is to help people move from a hobby to a profession or
Yeah.
business. So what is that usually stops people is something that I really am curious to find out. How can we change that?
No, absolutely. I think, to be honest, I think 2019 it would have been time, just fitting it in. I did actually do a course at City Lit University in sculpture, and I made a vase, and I absolutely loved it. But I felt like it was kind of 3 hours, I think, every Monday and over 8 weeks or something, and it was a rush. It was an absolute rush to get there, and but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I think time is probably the issue now. Probably time and finance. But yeah, I think kind of courses can be very expensive. But then you can do things. There's a chap, I can't remember. It's called Secret Artists or something, Secret Creatives, and he does it for free every Thursday. And he's a Cambridge tutor. And I did that for quite a while, actually, during lockdown. And he teaches you how to sketch things. And that helped me so much with perspective. Still something I very, very much need to work on. But yeah, so I guess it's about looking for those opportunities that that you can kind of make time for or that fits into your life. But yeah, and also being exposed to what is available. I think sometimes I'm a bit lazy and I can't be bothered to look what's out there. But I'm sure if I knuckled down and had a look, I'd find some great courses out there to learn from.
Are you a part of any circles within your own artistic community where you get the support and the help and, you know, that sort of push to some degree as well?
I'm not part of kind of a separate community other than the Artisanry Co. I would say the Instagram community of artists has been like so lovely. I've been blown away, actually, because some people who I've never met, don't even know what they look like, have contacted me or commented on things or bought one of my works or given me advice on printing and framing. And I don't know, I feel like these kind of small collection of people have become my little artist community. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to kind of even start something with them. Yeah, people have just kind of, strangers have been, who are fellow artists, have been incredibly kind of supportive. But I'm not actually part of anything separate to Artisanry Co.
So if you needed the support, what is the support that you would need? And you know, we have a few visual artists. I mean, we're not very big. We're, you know, in all we're just under 100 people on the community now, but we have about 20-25 visual artists, and it's quite an interesting range of people we have a lot of abstract artists, and a lot of people in different stages of their journey. But I think each person, it's that question constantly, you know, how to transform this into a full time. How can I retire into it, or how can I move into it?
Yeah,
And what is that artisanry can do to support in terms of help, and, you know, even if it is in terms of the courses that you might need or courses that you would want to find out about, because we are adding on new courses next year, more around business side of the work, which we do in our workshops at the moment. We'll continue to do that. But I think a lot of our feedback has been that it needs to be one-to-one. It needs to be more in depth.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good shout, and I don't know if you have the resource to do that because I know it must, you must have so much on. But I think, yeah, having that one-to-one engagement would really help, particularly someone like me. Like if we had an appointment, I would 100% miss it. But if it was, a tutorial during a working day, it would be difficult maybe to get to and be like, oh well, other people are going, so they won't miss me, which is a really bad attitude to have. But I think, yeah, having a one-to-one kind of advice and telling you, my personal experience and what I need would, and then getting advice off the back of that would be amazing. But obviously, I totally realize. I think you guys have done an amazing job. I need to come to more coffee time, and I need to come to more workshops, I think, because I think I could really benefit from it, because I feel like I'm on the cusp of growing my business, but it's kind of, I don't quite know what to do next to kind of grow it some more. So yeah, any advice I'd really appreciate, to be honest.
I think there are a lot of people where you are at the moment. 2020 has been a bizarre year, but the positive that's come out of it is that people have gone back to art and craft, partly because they've been furloughed and had nothing to do. Then the mental health, and they've been able to sort of tap into this sort of resource, and that has helped them. But quite a lot of people who've gone back are the ones who have had an interest in art and didn't have the time and the money and the effort. All of a sudden there were these 6 months where you were doing nothing, and it's just taken people back to where, right to the core of what they feel. So I was just thinking, there must be a lot of people who are in similar shoes as yourself, and probably we should look and find and sort of explore how we can bring that, all of that together. And as I'm speaking to you, I can think of three people on the top of my head, and I'm thinking you should probably speak to them. They're all acrylic artists and in stages of their journey. And even if you don't get very much, there is something that each has to give. And similarly, you will also have something to give. Just because you're young and new doesn't mean you won't have anything positive to add to that journey. And I think that's pretty important, to have that creative connections between a community, and have that support and help that you can get to grow and to sort of flourish, essentially.
Absolutely. I think if you suggested kind of a Zoom
Yeah.
meetup, something with people who you think are kind of group people together, I would love to come, because I'm nowhere near the finished product of what I want to be. I'm definitely still learning. So if I can talk to someone else and kind of we can bounce off each other, I think that would be a really good idea. I'm aiming for it.
I mean, we do some of these conversations on a Tuesday night and a Tuesday morning every other week, and that's something that I host, but I don't. I take a backstage in it, and the makers and the artists sort of do the conversations themselves, and they've been really, really useful. Some fantastic ideas have come out of it, and I think we need to have something art based. And I will take this one away and try and fix something before the end of the year, and then we'll all take a break and come back refreshed in January and
Yeah.
see what we do.
New year.
So definitely something I think I will, because I do find a lot of people do need to, they're a bit lost. I mean, I think you're the same as you said, you don't know where to go next from here. I mean, if
Yeah.
I asked you before, are you doing prints? For example, that's a big thing. How do you do them? I mean, do you see yourself grow your business to the degree where not only do you do prints, but also, I don't know, merchandise, as a lot of other people do? Is that something that's crossed your mind, or
Yeah, definitely. I think so in terms of prints, I tend to just do them on request, because from a commercial point of view, I'm trying to work out how much it would cost and how much I should charge. Like all of this is totally out of my remit. Um, so I have been doing a few prints using Point 101, which is a really great print company if anyone would like to check them out. And then I did do some kind of abstracty masks, which mainly I wear. It was actually for myself, but a couple of people asked about them and brought them, which was really lovely. With my designs on, yeah, face mask.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
quite fun. I don't have any to hand, but they're very bright, and because I didn't want to have kind of a really kind of plain mask, so I wear these bright abstract masks just to, show people that I'm there.
don't tell me you actually stitch them yourself.
No. No, I didn't. I got kind of I got a template and then put the
All right.
not that talented, sadly, with stitching. But then I put my design on it, and I was quite pleased with how they came out. And yeah, I would definitely, because I have quite a vibrant style, I'd love to look at merchandise. I was actually looking the other day at, like, I just got little business cards and little stickers with my logo on, so I can, when I send stuff off, I can put a little sticker on. Um, I'm trying to do a bit more subtle touches that kind of make it a bit more special. Oh, my friend Nick's just joined. Hi, Nick. He's someone who lives in, has been staying in Northumberland and commissioned a Bamborough castle, actually.
Good.
Yeah, so yeah, I think there's so much potential in it. I just need to kind of channel what I should do next and have a good think, I think, about where to go.
I agree. I think on top of my head, I was just thinking what would be lovely is if you do some journals with your paintings, especially the ones that are very travel focused.
Yeah.
And, you know, almost like a sort of, yeah, would make such beautiful gifts, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I think they would. I think they would.
Yeah.
If they were, you know, you could literally, people could order, I don't know, I mean, again, Bamborough Castle on the, you know, on the cover, or whatever is their favorite place as a diary or a notebook or a sketchbook or something. That'd be such a good idea.
That's a really good idea. I'll definitely I need to they see, like, if I need to be pushed in the right direction. How do I even do that? It's the question.
Is a business plan to start with.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it is on a slightly,
sorry, you go.
sorry, even if it is on a slightly long term, I think you need direction in terms of where you're heading.
Yeah.
If you're around next week, I think next week we're going to do a workshop on business planning, how to write a very high level plan. You should probably come along in that case.
Yeah, I will. Let me know the time and I'll put it in my diary. I'll put it in my diary and I'll be there. I think this could be the start. There's lots of food for thought now, I feel like.
We had a comment from Naomi as well. She said loves Bamborough Castle.
Thanks, Naomi. You could be the first person to have a Bamborough Castle Sweet Art notebook.
Fantastic. I do genuinely think that would be such a lovely idea, you know, to be able to gift or something that people love in a particular place. I think, oh, that'll be lovely.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
What about the sustainability side of your work? The dreaded S question, which everybody is very, very conscious. I think our customers are very conscious these days. They want to know what you do and how you make sure. Naomi just said yes, yes, yes as well. I thought.
Naomi. I'll definitely organise that for you. Yeah, sustainability. I definitely want to be conscious of it. I think I need to learn more about how I can be conscious of it. I never let a canvas go to waste, and I also use every inch of paint and acrylic in the tubes. But I think I just need to educate myself more on how I can be more kind of sustainable. Like, I think I was saying to you recently, there's a framing shop across the road. I want to go and talk to them about how I could potentially frame some paintings and see if maybe they're and see what the frames are made of. Are they from a sustainable forest? So hopefully they'll know this kind of information. And yeah, it's something I need to kind of educate myself on and make sure that I'm doing, because it definitely means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone to a few of the antique shops in Earlsfield, which is where I live, and brought kind of old canvases that people have just given away to these antique shops, and I've brought them home and painted them white and reused them because you get them for quite cheap, and it's really
I didn't realize you could reuse old canvases like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. So yeah, so I think there's lots that can be done. But I know you've done a few workshops on sustainability, so
I have to say, we have, and we haven't, we've talked about it quite a lot, but we haven't quite reached a stage. I think, again, back to the resources. I would like to be in a stage where if you said to me, where should I go to get the right sustainable packaging, and I should have a directory of suppliers for you. Ideally, that's where I would like to be, but I don't think we're there yet. But I would like very much for Artisanry to have those kind of connections with industry, where you don't have to waste hours and hours trying to look for sustainable packaging and various other things. And I suppose with artwork, it must be even more complicated. I don't know how you send it to you. Oh, God. Terrible as it sounds, you might be just needing bubble wrap and cling film and all of that horrible stuff. I, I, I don't know if there's a sustainable way around it, if anybody knows.
Yeah, you know what? I'd love to know because I use bubble wrap, and because I think one of the first paintings I ever sold, it got luckily the painting didn't get ruined, but I didn't put enough bubble wrap on it, and it just turned up ripped, and I was really sad. Like, not the painting, just everything was a bit ripped and just not very. And so now I put loads of bubble wrap on in a panic to make sure. So it's probably such a waste. I always say if they can, if it's someone I know, I ask for the bubble wrap back if possible, so I can reuse it, or I say please use it because I use so much to protect the painting. But if anyone does have any, oh hi Cash, my lovely old flatmate who helped me get my first commission has just joined. But if anyone else has any suggestions on what we can do, that I'd love to know, because yeah, it definitely feels very bad just wrapping. Oh, my mum's now joined. Now she knows why I didn't pick up the call earlier.
Oh, that's interesting. We have a few artists who are listening to us. So here's a question: if anybody knows of a better way to wrap up artwork, drop us a note. We're all curious to know if there's a more sustainable way than cling film and bubble wrap. I'm sure there must be one.
There must be, yeah. I think even if I just Googled it, I'm sure something will come up and I will be like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it's something I need to improve on. Yeah, you've got to weigh up either protecting the painting, but also I'd love to do it in a more sustainable way.
Do you insure your work when it goes out on the post, when you send it by courier?
I do now. Yeah, I do insure it. Yeah, I put a value on it and insure it in case it gets damaged. So yeah, which gives me a bit of reassurance when it goes off. Because you never know nowadays. I feel like I've had a couple of, like, they've gone to the opposite address and stuff like that, and it's just been a bit I don't know, it's been a bit frustrating. So I kind of, yeah, I err on the side of caution now.
I suppose that's sensible. I mean, it's just so much of time, effort, and love, and your heart and soul that's gone into it, and you obviously want to make sure, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Good to ask. The next question is going to be: how do you price? I mean, do you think you price your products the right sort of pricing range?
I have been told I don't price them high enough. but I don't know. I have this thing where oh, by the way, hi Sigrun. I think I think I have this thing where I'm like, art should be accessible for all, especially because I'm such an early emerging artist that I think I had this mindset where I'm just so chuffed that someone wants my piece of art that I've probably not priced them high enough. But I think I've kind of sold quite a few, and I'm a little bit more, established to an extent. I feel like it is worth a lot, and a lot of time goes into it, a lot of materials and a lot of thought goes into it. And then when you put it all together, you're like, no, this should be, so now I look at how long I spend on it. I look at the cost of the materials, how much it costs to send. And then I try and factor it all in just to make sure that it's both worth my, my time and its value, but also they get something forever that's not too expensive, but equally, they're happy with it. So yeah, it's difficult that's actually been one of the hardest things this year about knowing how to price art. I've been kind of looking at other people, seeing what they charge, and it's so varied that it's really difficult to know what the ballpark is for your art. But yeah, again, any advice, artists, any advice on that would be much appreciated.
I was just thinking, have you ever spoken to another artist to ask how they do it? Somebody sort of in your shoes, sort of say.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say in my shoes. I did speak to quite an established artist, which was probably a bit silly. and he said he said 1,000. He was massively over egged it. So I was like, I think you're right. I think I do need to speak to someone more in my shoes. There's a lovely girl on Instagram called Sophie from Artful Smiles. That's her Instagram tag that she uses, and she gave me some really good advice on what she kind of sells prints for and everything. Hi, Akam. Some of these people are a real blast from the past. Nice to see you.
They keep you in their sort of, you know, even if you think they've been out of your life for a while, and you know things have been away. So it's nice for older people to join again and listen to you. How much do you price at the moment your bigger canvases that you do? How much do you sell them for?
So it definitely depends on if it's a landscape or an abstract piece, because I spend a lot longer on the landscape pieces. So for example, the 100 by 70, if it was a commission, I'd charge the 250 to 300 mark, pounds obviously. And if it was an abstract piece, I charge kind of more around the 150 to 200 pound mark. And that's for a very big size commission, which I think is quite a reasonable price, I would say.
I don't think too low, but I'm not an expert here, and
Did
it's
you
not.
say it was too low?
I think so.
Oh, everyone says that. So I obviously need to have a rethink. But it's hard to like. It's very difficult. I don't know to charge her. But yes, I think it's definitely something I'm working on. Let's connect and chat. Yes, please, Jamie. Yeah, I think you can help me. A lovely artist has written something. Yes, please. That would be great.
Absolutely. I think we do yeah, I think we do need to have some workshops on pricing, because you're not the only person in this sort of predicament. I was speaking to another maker some time ago, not an artist but a crafter, and I was having the same conversation and saying, you know, have you charged for your time? Even at a bare minimum, you're still probably charging too low. I think it's very to accept that one, it's costing you money and time and effort. It's a job in a way. You know, if you went for a job, would you take less than minimum value for it? You won't. And I
No.
don't buy when, or artists do it when they're crafting, and it's definitely very tough to have that confidence in ourselves before we can go out and ask somebody else. I suppose that's half the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. You also have to have a belief in, you have to have a belief in yourself that you are worth that amount of money, which sounds a bit strange, but you're like, no, you have to kind of really back your work and be like, this is great, and you are going to be happy with it. So, have you got someone at the door?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did hear something.
I do.
Go answer. I can either stay here and try and entertain on my own, or
Have to just wait. We've only got a couple of minutes to go. So we'll do that. Jamie, I was actually thinking about connecting you with Jamie and with Jenna, actually. So I will organize something, and we'll get that. And Jamie's fantastic with her business plan. We were talking about it the other day. I think she's yeah, she's on the, you know, she's got that covered. I'm really pleased, and I think you would definitely find that very, very helpful to have that conversation in a little bit of direction. Sorry, Jamie, I'm just being very. She's like, I'm being very. Yeah, I'm saying it publicly. I should have probably asked you, but I think you've done a really good job there, and something that others can help with. No, it's been brilliant chatting with you, Sarah. It's been absolutely amazing, and I think we've had some really lovely people who've joined us. Just as a introduction, just before we go, just to say who you are, because quite a few people joined towards the end. They may not have heard who you are, so I'm going to let you talk for a couple of minutes while you.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for asking me to join today. So yeah, for everyone who's just joined, I'm Sarah, and I'm the artist behind Swit Art. And I create kind of really crazy, colourful, textured, abstract pieces, and I very much paint from how I'm feeling at the time, and I never quite know what's going to come out, but I absolutely love it, and I've been really fortunate and sold some paintings this year to lovely people, and I want to kind of continue to build my business and keep selling and kind of keep having it in my life, because I've absolutely loved it. My lovely friend Song's just joined from South Korea. So we're going global, and yeah, and I just basically love painting. I use acrylic. I often use a palette knife, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. And it's been kind of the massive silver lining to what has been a incredibly difficult year. So yeah, if anyone wants to check me out or have any questions, please look at my Instagram, which is Switt Art. And yeah, I'd love to connect with any artists and chat about your art and my art. And yeah, no, thank you so much for letting me join today. It's been really lovely.
Thank you. No, it was really lovely to have you, Sarah. I didn't know about your face mask. I'll need to see one of them. I like the idea of.
Some pictures, yeah, they I was pleased. I was pleased with them, I have to say.
I love your art. There is no doubt about it. But it's been really nice to actually understand where you are in your journey, and to also, I suppose these lives are a way for us to introduce you to the community, to the great, to different people. But for us, it's a way that I can. She said, "Oh yes, I
The new international shipping song.
absolutely." Website. I'm sorry. That's the only way she will get international shipping.
Yeah, otherwise I'd hand deliver it if I could. to South Korea. The dream. But yeah, no, it was really nice to talk to you, and I'm sure we'll be in touch very soon.
Yes, we would be. And thank you very much for listening to us. We are a social enterprise, and we support artists and makers. And we've got some lovely talent on our website. It's artisanryco.co.uk. Please go check them out. And if you have any questions, pop us a note and we'll get back in touch with you. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Thanks.